Hi guys! I wanted to talk to you about something a little different today. I'm very excited. I'm going to share my secrets. And that is about work. So for me, I have ADHD. I also am a very creative, flowy, independent kind of a person. I now am a personal development coach. I'm a musician, and I also am a freelance writer. So, I am going to share a little bit about how I make those things work because obviously those things can also be super hard to do when you live with ADHD brain. So, I've been using this app called Focus Bear. It's really cool. You can install it on your computer and your phone. And I know for me, I have a MacBook, but I have an Android phone. So I was really impressed that it worked really well across both. And basically, it's designed to help you get work done, but beyond just being like a productivity app, it also makes sure that you are taking care of yourself. And I love that. For a lot of people with ADHD and a lot of neurodivergent people, it can be hard to remember to just do some basic health things or things for your wellness. And so it's really nice that it reminds you and it also comes up with suggestions. And in addition to all of that and the general structure and things that you'll set up, and I'm going to show you that here in a second, um, it also has lots of cool, like smaller tips and tricks along the way to help you focus. So let's take a look at it. I recommend setting it up on the desktop. There are all these different profiles you can create depending on what kind of work you're doing. And then there are tons of options in here, like how you want your day to look. Here's the morning routine that I have set up. You can totally customize it, but if you do something the app understands, like yoga, then it'll suggest videos to help you out as well. So one thing I think this app does really well is breaks, but I'm going to come back to that. And first, I want to finish showing you my routines. So in addition to the morning one, you get something like this in the evening. This is my phone. It does pop up on both the computer and the phone. I like to do my routines on the phone and see how it's given me a video here at the bottom to motivate me and then a timer as well. I am nothing without my to-do list, y'all. Here you can set up those different profiles I mentioned, and you can do some default sites and apps that you want to allow or block, and you can always change it. And then there are even more settings in here, so you can determine like how strict you want to be with it. You also have the option to do the Pomodoro method, which I was excited about because I have been into that recently. And the settings were really thoughtfully made. You can definitely make this office friendly if you work in an office. If you don't necessarily need to go to one of your profiles, you can just do focus on current activity, which is what I did here. And if you want to make notes about what you hope to get done here, you can, which is nice. You can adjust the amount of time that you want it focused for. And so here I have just some miscellaneous stuff that I'm hoping to get done. And then since I'm not using a pre-created profile, it's just letting me know that I'm only going to be able to use Safari and just this one specific website. But I already know that I can override that, so it's okay. Even though I'm not doing anything specific to one of my profiles, this app can still help me to stay focused. So as you can see, this is what happens when you click over to a website that you weren't supposed to be going to. I love how easy it is to say, actually, I do need to use this, because for me, even if I do try to predict what kind of websites and apps I'm going to need to use, it's always going to be something surprising. I'm a writer, so there's a lot of research and I also have a lot of social media involved with my job, and so sometimes there's going to be spontaneity. So I really like that it's flexible to that. I also think there's some power in hitting the "yeah, I'm distracted" button because, first of all, it reminds you, hey, you only have 19 minutes left, but also it kind of helps you to remove that judgment from yourself and say, like, okay, yeah, I was getting distracted, and maybe I'll start to realize when I'm distracted in the future. And instead of judging myself or shaming myself, I'll just kind of redirect. When it's almost time for your break, it's going to give you a little bit of notice. And if you're at a really good point in your work and you're just not ready to put it on pause, you can postpone it. So that's awesome. And this is what your breaks are going to look like. You can still postpone it. Once you hit start, that's when your timer starts. And you can see here, they give you these awesome videos. I love that they like show you the stretch you should do. And again, there is an office friendly option because obviously you don't want to do this in your office. And not only that, but when you go into your settings, you can add your own favorite videos into the mix as well, and it will just choose one randomly each time. If you like to keep track of your progress with the stretches, there is this little chart too, which is cute. You might have noticed that these break activities are pretty short. They're all around like 2 minutes. So you're really setting yourself up for success. And a lot of them too revolve around like the things that your body might need if you are sitting at a desk. One of my favorite things Focus Bear does on breaks is this deep breathing. And I actually get this as a part of my morning routine every day, as well as every day during my breaks. And what they're demonstrating here is box breathing. And it's a really great technique to get back into your body. Especially if you're working at the computer, maybe writing something that takes place in a fantasy world if you're me, and you really just need something to center you and bring you back to yourself. Another thing I wanted to point out is the button in the top right corner, and that's also on the mobile app as well. And so if you really need to stop once you've started a break or a part of your routine, and that obviously also locks your screen up. So if you have an emergency and you need out, you can really do that pretty easily with the please spare me button. And then once your break time is over, you get your screen back and you can continue working until you have fulfilled your set amount of time. And then congrats, you fulfilled your block of focus time. And if you want, you can reflect here in these boxes, and then you can click over to take a 5-minute break. Now, like I mentioned before, the breaks you get during your task is like little micro breaks, short 2 minutes or less kind of things. Your 5-minute break is all yours. You don't have any tasks to complete. This can be the time that you want to scroll on Instagram if you want, or really anything. So yeah, that's about it. From there, you can do another chunk of focus time. You can click into one of your profiles, or you can just be done with your workday if you want. And it won't bother you again until it's time for your evening routine. So I really like this app. I like that it does help me to get things done. Um, I really like that it suggests specific videos and things like that because that's another place that distractions can come in for me. Like, if I needed to choose my morning yoga routine, I might get a little bit caught up in the other things on my homepage. Um, I love that it makes it so much more attainable to do physical activity. You know, being physically active is something that I value, but it's also something that I really neglect in my life, and I really seem to put it last. And I think that this app makes it a lot less daunting. Like, instead of having to set aside, 25, 30 minutes for yoga every day, like I was trying to do, I can set aside 10 or 15 minutes. And instead of actually doing it, 20% of the time, I'm now doing it like 90% of the time. I'm just bypassing it if something else has come up that I absolutely can't do it. But, on almost every day, I can make 10 to 15 minutes to do it. And on top of that, it's also these micro breaks with the like 2-minute videos with the stretches and different things. Like, that's a big one to me too because those add up. And so by cutting down the larger chunks of time that I wanted to do but was just unable to get to, now I'm able to much more frequently get to shorter chunks of time. So it really adds up, and I just really appreciate that. And what I think I like most about the app is just that it really helps you to form healthy habits and prioritize yourself. And I think it sends a good message to yourself too when you have this message come up and it locks your whole screen and it says basically, you're the most important thing right now. Focus on you right now. Take care of your body right now. Drink water. Do a stretch. Journal. I've been journaling more since I started this. Meditate. Read. You can put whatever you want in there. So I definitely recommend it. And no matter whether you work from home or you're a freelancer or maybe you are like a creative kind of person and you just kind of need that helping focus, uh, yeah, I think it can be really great for all sorts of people who just need that little bit of extra help, and maybe even just someone who wants to form their morning and evening routines. Even if you just use those aspects of the app to remind yourself that you're worth it and you should be the first part of your day. So, yeah, thanks, guys. I hope you'll check it out. Bye.